Well, some of my subscribers were adamant about me trying the FIXXIE, and the weather these past couple of days was really bad, but today is, Sunday. It's really good. But in all my years of cycling, I never had a bike like this, and I'm a bit tipsy, so it's not a good combination, but we'll just go around the block. But I tried the bike the other day illegally in the hallway, and I almost fell down twice. And I think that would be an interesting topic to start with. Turns out, even the simplest task of getting on the bike when you have a FIXXIE can be a challenge, is if all you are used to is freewheeling bike. Because what happens, I'll show you what happens. So you put your, normally what do you do on a bike, right? To get on a bike, you put maybe your right pedal in the top position, right? And to make things worse, this thing has a, what do you call them? Wow. How do I adjust these? See, this is really bad. So if I have to stop and dismount quickly, it might be a problem. But you want this on a FIXXIE bike, because then you can pedal backwards. Well, I think we're gonna keep at least 1 foot loose. But yeah, so what happens, right? Normally you put your right leg like this, or maybe you just put your leg on the left pedal, and you get on the bike. But what you don't expect is that the pedals start moving right away, It's really weird. Just that, yeah, you cannot just stop, like normally. For example, now I'm going down the hill, this little hill, and why would I pedal, But this thing keeps pushing. Wow, it feels really, really different. It's just kind of like I think the best part about cycling is freewheeling, right? When you do, okay, you work hard going up a hill, but then you can relax a bit. But this thing gives you no break. You have to pedal all the time, even when there's a downhill, and there's no reason to pedal. You still have to pedal. You cannot stop pedaling. As long as the bike moves, you have to pedal. Oh fuck. So for example, now I try to adjust my position on the saddle, and of course to do that I would have to pause the pedaling, but I cannot do that. It's like I cannot just lift myself on the pedals like on a freewheeling bike. So I mean, man, this is like a 19th century technology, right? That's when yeah, for example, now again, another example, I just wanted to shift my position of my butt on the saddle, and I have to raise myself up as soon as I try to do that, you know, the pedals keeps moving, right? So I cannot do that. It's like a really weird. Okay, let's try to brake a little bit. I watched a bunch of videos about this. How, you know, they were saying you can you know, start slowing down to use your legs as brakes. But all in all, it's a super interesting bike to ride. The axle ratio is a bit slower than on my All Century Super Professional, so it's 46 to 16, I think. But yeah, it's real interesting because imagine my left foot now is off. I'm not using the strap because I'm afraid I would fall down, you know. But this seems like a good ratio, and I like the super aggressive handlebars. So this is like a real sports bike, you know, like a track bike. Yeah, I watched a movie about this. Actually, a pretty cool movie about bike couriers in New York. And one of the main characters was using a bike like this. Track bike, FIXXIE gear, no brakes. Which is really dangerous, you know, imagine in New York City. Okay, so I'm trying to brake using my legs. Oh wow, it actually works. So you can apply some force kind of like backwards. I love this bike, you know. Wow, it's so different from the freewheeling bike. Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm glad I got it because these are really different bikes. And this one is a bit lighter, feels a bit lighter. It's much more aggressive, like stance wise, because of the handlebars, and also because the handlebars are smaller. It's easier to fix into my Jeep. Okay, so I'm trying to brake with my legs again, trying to slow down the movement. But again, normally over there when I was jumping over a curb, I would raise myself off the saddle. I cannot do that with this one because the pedals keep moving. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's like very unusual. Like even to brake, when I'm braking, I have to keep pedaling. Man. Unbelievable. This is like a real freaking racing track bike, you know. I like you, buddy.